Ew, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? Ew, that smell. The smell of death surrounds you. You said Leonard. You said Skinner. Hey everybody, Jeff Stone here with another off the schedule review. I should just stop telling you what I'm going to review at the end of the videos, because then I can't just review what I want when I want. Just a little 2 seconds behind the scenes thing. What usually happens, I have 10 or 12 products that I'm going to review. I write the reviews first, then I film all 10 of them back to back. And so at the end of each video, I say, hey, in the next video, we're going to review this. Well, the problem with that is if I get something that I want to put in between that, I can't really do that because I have to put it at the end because I've already filmed all 12 of the videos that are telling you what's going to be next. So I may just have to stop doing that. In fact, you guys tell me, should I stop doing that in the comments, or do you like it when I tell you what's coming up next? Because I'll bet you didn't see this coming. Ultimate Brainwave deck. This was not in the schedule because I wasn't planning on reviewing it until I got it. My plan with it, knowing what the effect was to just fool the magic guys and then hand it off to one of my reviewers. That was it. I just want to fry my buddies because they know how normal Brainwave works and this is different. But we got a problem. What's the effect? This is Brainwave, right? Name any card and I will spread through my blue back deck and you'll see a card face up and it'll be the one you named. And when I pull it out, it'll have a red back. Or maybe the deck's red and I pull it out and it'll be the only blue back one. That's it. That's Brainwave. So that's the same effect here, slightly. With the traditional Brainwave, the cards are all face down and you find one face-up card. In this particular one, all the cards are face up and you name a card and I pull it from the face-out deck and put it aside. And then I turn over the deck, show they're all blue, and then turn your card over and show that it's the only red one. Or again, it might be the other way around with the colors. So that's the effect. It's the only odd back card in the deck. What's the method? Well, if you know Brainwave, you know the method. This is the same family of method, we'll say that, but it's applied slightly differently, number one, and number two, it's a different chemical structure than the traditional one, which is kind of where one of the big problems comes in. The specific variant of this thing that you are aware of if you know how a Brainwave deck works, or an invisible deck, an ultramental deck, you know how those work. It's the same kind of idea. It's a different flavor. It's probably not the right word. Don't eat that stuff. But it's different. So the way it's different allows you a little bit of a different way that this deck works. So let me tell you what that does to the deck. It will allow you to show all 52 faces. If you're familiar with Brainwave or even Invisible deck, you can't do that. This will allow you to show all 52 faces. In theory, there's some caveats coming here, but that's the way it works. And then it will allow you to turn the deck over and show 26, right, blue cards, but apparently all blue cards, or all red. That's the basic way that this deck functions differently. The advantage of it is that you literally can show all the cards face up and show them and say, hey, name one of these cards, and you upjog it right there and put it on the table face up. Then you turn your deck over, spread it, show them to be all red or all blue or whatever. But there's a big, fat, huge, juicy but, which brings us to product quality.
But for now, for your customer's sake, for your daughter's sake, you might want to think about buying a quality product from me.
So, product quality. The problem here, when I go to spread face up, it still tends to stick a little bit. You have to handle the deck a certain way, and I am handling it the correct way based on the instructions. It still tends to stick a little bit, and so some of the cards kind of stick, and you have to sort of do that little peel thing you do when you're using this type of deck to get it to show all the cards. But let's look past that. I mean, they're seeing all the face-up cards for the most part. I'm okay with that. It's when I turn over the deck to show that they're all blue. Again, you have to hold the deck a certain way to do it and fan through it. You can't spread it on the table. It has to be done in your hands. And the problem is, if I'm showing the deck to be all blue, inevitably a couple of red cards will peek out. And it usually happens towards the end of the spread. And I've tried multiple different ways to combat this. And there's just no way that's not just super awkward. And even the super awkward ways didn't work. But the way you are supposed to hold the deck to start with is very awkward to hold the deck and spread it with your hands that way. If your hands are big like mine, maybe some with smaller hands, it'd be less awkward to hold it that way, but it's still cards are peeking, and that's no good. And the same is true if I try to show them all red, I get a blue peeker or two. And so I can't ever show the deck to be all one color. But even if I could overcome that with years of practice, and if that's what it took, I'd be willing to put in the time if I wanted to do this trick. Remember, my goal was just to fool my magic buddies and then pawn the deck off on one of my reviewers at mylovelyassistant.com. Go over there and check it out. Got some great reviewers over there. But even if I could master it, and that was my goal, and I wanted to master it and everything, I'm still not using this because, man, I wish we had smell-o-vision. I'm not taking this deck out of this box ever again, ever, because the smell is unreal. It is horrible. And when I was writing the written review last night, when I took it out of the deck, it was like 15 minutes before I could sort of breathe in my office again. And the next probably hour, I could still taste it. And there's just no way I'm going to use that in a real performance ever. It's terrible. The smell is terrible. It's so bad. So bad. The gimmick itself is, the concept is an old idea, right? I mean, again, Brainwave, Ultramental, all this. But the application is not quite perfected. But the worst part is this variant of this flavor is just too potent. I say this all seriousness. I'm not trying to make light of this. If you or you know somebody who worked in the factory or however these were manufactured, seriously, go to your doctor and get checked out, because you have been breathing in some nasty stuff for too long. So this is super bad and super dangerous. If you're doing this at a restaurant, you're going to ruin their meal by the smell of it. If you're doing it in like a set show, the audience is going to smell it, and it's gross. It's bad. So all that said, no good, folks. Sorry. As far as the ad copy goes, it's accurate if the deck fully functioned, right? As I mentioned, I couldn't get it to show all red or all blue. If I were able to do that, and maybe I just got a bad run of the deck and they're not working the right way, or maybe I'm too dumb to figure out how to spread it the right way or something like that.
Okay, morons here.
Other than that, the ad copy is accurate. It's just the deck wasn't quite working for me. I don't feel like they were being deceptive is my point in the ad copy. So final thoughts, the effect is awesome. I mean, it's Brainwave. That's a great trick. And the advantage of this is spreading face up and showing all 52 cards and removing whatever card they want, and then showing that it's the only odd back. That's a great twist on the Brainwave idea, if it worked. That's the problem. The method is flawed and stinky, and I'm stinky metaphorically and literally. The product quality, also flawed and stinky. If you like the effect from the ad trailer, and I can see why you would, because I liked it, that's why I bought it. If you like the effect from the ad trailer, you're going to be disappointed, unfortunately, because of the smell. And maybe because of the way you have to handle the deck that I couldn't get to work, maybe you could. But again, even if the functioning of the deck was there, functionality of the deck was there, the smell, it's just unusable because of that smell. So, with all that said, final verdict, 2 stars. With sadly a stone status of rubble. That's it. Now it's time for you to like, subscribe, share, comment, buy me a Diet Pepsi, and listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which today is Dolly Parton, Blowing in the Wind. I just told my Dolly Parton story the other day. No story time today. Sorry about that. That's it, folks. Thanks for your patience with my rambling. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.